Faith or federal law? Oklahoma's battle over publicly funding a Catholic school. In Oklahoma, a legal battle is heating up over the intersection of public education and religious instruction. Attorney General Getner Dermond has filed a lawsuit aimed at stopping the Oklahoma statewide virtual charter school board from establishing what would be the United States' first publicly funded religious charter school, named the St. Isidore of Sibylla Catholic Virtual Charter School. The school, sponsored by the Archdiocese of Oklahoma City, has received approval in a narrow 3-2 vote by the school board back in June. Dermond argues that the move would violate both state and the U.S. constitutions. He issued a stark warning, quote, "Make no mistake, if the Catholic Church were permitted to have a public virtual charter school, a reckoning will follow in which this state will be faced with the unprecedented quandary of processing requests to directly fund all petitioning sectarian groups." This lawsuit adds a new dimension to the ongoing debates about the separation of church and state, especially as conservative-led states are increasingly pushing to include religious education in public schools. Elliot is saying boo to the Catholic Church and boo to charter schools. Okay, I'm actually not going to say that I'm against charter schools. That's a different issue at hand. But yes, so we have been covering how there is this unprecedented move in the United States to have explicitly like a religious school that is given public money. I mean, like, you know, this is new in America, right? And so following this case is very, very important. And I am very happy to see that the Attorney General is taking action against this and that they filed a lawsuit to try to stop and prevent this. Now, I anticipate that this is going to be a long legal battle. I don't know what's going to happen in the meantime. I don't know if there's going to be an injunction to stop the charter school in the meantime, or if the religious charter school will continue while the legal case is ongoing. I'm not sure. But I'm very happy to see that there's some action being taken against this. On the other hand, part of me is worried that this is going to go to, go up the legal channel. And if this goes to the Supreme Court or whatever, I'm very worried about the result, what the result could be. But I will take this step while I can.
This shouldn't be this hard. Like, I don't understand why this is supposed to be obvious. Taxpayer money is being used for promoting religion, and why do you have to go through so many different steps to try to be able to stop it? Like, this should be easier. They made it so difficult to just, this is obviously against, the law, and, in a country that it shouldn't be this hard to stop violating the law. Like, on this level, it's unbelievable. I don't know. I don't understand. Yeah. Secular Rarity. You want to read this one?
Well, no, this is about charter schools. I don't want to get into a charter school debate. That's different. That's different than religion in schools. That's a different debate.
Right.
But Armin, I was thinking about something. I was thinking about how, because this happened through the school board and not through a general election or a democratic voting process, I don't know if this would work, but I was thinking about how we could try to get the average Oklahoman to be against this. And I was thinking about like atheists or secular groups funding a campaign to make the average Oklahoman scared of this process. And it would be, here's the trick. It would basically be a fear-mongering campaign about Satanists starting their own schools in Oklahoma.
Ooh.
The trick being that
Ooh.
it's actually the secularists that are doing the fear-mongering campaign about the Satanists. Do you see what I mean?
Good.
Like,
Yeah. We should do a collaboration with the Satanic Temple.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You should suggest that. You should call them.
I think that'd be really funny. Like, it would be the kind of campaign that you would think was coming from like a fundamentalist evangelical like super PAC or something, but it's actually just coming from a bunch of secularists. I mean, like, do you want Satan in my children's education? Do you want children in your neighborhood being taught from a charter school of the Satanic Temple? Not in my Oklahoma. I'm a God-fearing Christian, and I don't want that in my neighborhood, blah, blah, blah.
That's a
And
great.
it's like
That's a good idea.
paid for by the Freedom from Religion Foundation, like, or something like that.
That's a great idea. I like that. Deflection.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. It reminds me of how you were telling me about how in the really conservative parts of Israel, where there are the communities that don't have any, they're not allowed to have any media. So they put up posters warning women about the organizations that give services to abused women. So it's like warning the women about these services, but it's actually advertising to women that these services exist. Do you remember telling me about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like that reverse psychology.
Yeah. We need the Satanic Temple in other countries. Like, this is such an important service. I don't know what we can do. Imagine eventually we have a Satanic Temple chapter in the Middle East in the country. Like, that would be one day, my prediction, one day we will have a Satanic Temple in Saudi Arabia. One day. That would be the day. Do you know who makes the most amazing, gorgeous, and other adjectives that I can't use here on YouTube, blasphemous art ever? We do! And for some reason, we are giving it away for free. Download them now using the link in the description before we change our mind.